Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Tadami Swapatanvikam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swami Nandinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunvadi Pashati Deshatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So, 6 to till chapter 6 we covered. Now, covering from 6 to 13 is basically about the 64 items of sadhana bhakti. Okay, what is sadhana bhakti in short? Sadhana bhakti means? Yes. Sadhana bhakti. Devotion.
Vaidhi Bhakti.
It's a type of sadhana bhakti, but definition of sadhana bhakti is devotional service.
Under the guidance of spiritual master.
Yeah, devotion, that is Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. But sadhana bhakti, how do you define?
Mataji, which regulates us. Regulated
Bhakti. So by practicing it, right? So devotional service under practice or devotional service under practice is called sadhana bhakti. And devotional service in ecstasy is what? Is called?
Raganuga. No.
Raganuga comes under sadhana.
Bhava Bhakti.
Bhava Bhakti, yes. Devotional service in ecstasy is called Bhava. That's why ecstasy, when somebody is in ecstasy, we call them in Bhava stage. Okay, Bhava means ecstasy. And devotional service in pure love is called
Prema.
Prema Bhakti.
Prema Bhakti.
This is the Samanya Bhakti, that is a normal neutral stage. So Samanya Bhakti, then Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, and Prema Bhakti. These are classification, broad classification of Bhakti. In Sadhana Bhakti, that is devotional service in practice, there are two types. As Madhuri said, yes, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti means, yes, both are under practice, but especially practicing under a devotion, a spiritual master under his rules and regulation, and which regulates us, and it's practicing. It's by force. But Raganuga Bhakti is spontaneous. Okay, as we keep practicing, we become spontaneously attracted to Krishna. Then there is Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. So here in Sadhana Bhakti, there are 64 items. Rupa Goswami gives a big list. We can go through all that. Okay, big list of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Of 65 items of sadhana. In that, there are 5 important items. Which are they? 5. The 5 most potent items of sadhana, the last box. What are they? The 5 potent forms?
Shravanam, Kirtanam.
No. That is 9 types of it.
Sadhu Sangha, Nama, Rupa.
Yes, Shravanam comes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji said, yes, hearing Bhagavatam. Then Kirtanam is chanting the holy name. Yes, Sadhu Sangha, as Prabhu said, yes, Sadhu Sangha. Then
Nama, Kirtan.
Yes, then
Bhagavat
Shravan.
Staying in Mathura.
Madhurava.
Worshipping deities.
Deity Seva.
Deity Seva. Okay. So this is about the 5 potents. So these 5 things are called as what?
Panchanga Bhakti.
Panchanga Bhakti, very good. So Panja Anga, okay, 5 limbs. So in 64 items of Sadhana Bhakti, there is something called 64 items of Sadhana Bhakti, there is something called the 5 most potent, okay. So first 20 is primary, Pravrti and Nivritti. First 10 is Pravrti, what all we should do, we'll see that, do's. And 11 to 20 is about the don'ts, we should not do. Then items of sadhana, then last is the 5 potent items of sadhana, which includes Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtana, Bhagavata, Shravana, Madhuravas, Sri Murtira, Shraddhaya, Sevana, Sadhu Sangha associating with devotees, chanting the holy name, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, then Madhurava, staying in Madhura or Dham, and or wherever you stay, make it Dham. And DT worship. So these 5 things comes. So in this, the first 5 out of 6 items and last 5, most important. First 5 is what? Guru Pada Ashraya. That is the importance of accepting a bona fide spiritual master. So we should all have, either you should take shelter or you should take initiation under a spiritual master. Bona fide. What do you mean by bona fide? The spiritual master should be bona fide. Means what?
Authentic
fide.
From the
parampara.
disciplic section.
Disciplic
Yes.
succession.
Should come under the disciplic succession. That means he should have a guru, he should have a guru, it should come in a parampara. You can't just go to a self-born guru. So nobody becomes a self-born guru. They are bogus. It's just bogus philosophy. So whenever you are surrendering to a guru, 1 year you should study that guru and should see who is his guru, and then connects to the parampara. It should land up to Krishna because he is the Akila Jagat Guru. He is the spiritual master for everyone, as Balram is Adi Guru. He is there. So that's called bona fide spiritual master. So we should have Guru Pada Ashraya. That means accepting the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Like even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a spiritual master. Who was that? Spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Madhavendra Puri.
No, that is Param Guru. That was
Ishwarpuri.
Ishwarapuri. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, right? But why did he accept a guru? Just to show us an example that yes, we should have. And Lord Ramchandra?
Vishwamitra.
Yes?
Vishwamitra.
Vashishta, no? Vashishta.
Vashishta.
So Vishwamitra later on came, yes. So just showing example, even Krishna had a spiritual master. Who was that?
Sandipani.
Sandipani. Yeah.
So and Krishna learned that art on 64 days. He learned.
64.
So just to show an example, yes. And first is Guru Padashraya, you should take shelter of the bona fide spiritual master. Next comes Sri Krishna Dikshadi Shikshanam. That is, you have to take initiation after that. So after taking shelter, after 6 to 9 months to 1 year, you should take initiation. Like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His father was Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but he didn't take initiation from his father. Instead, he went and took initiation from whom?
Gaur Kishore Das
Gaur
Babaji.
Kishore Das Babaji, who was illiterate. Okay, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was a scholar, and who he liked to be his guru was illiterate. So somebody asked, why did you take an illiterate guru? He said, my guru is not illiterate. Like all the time, 24 hours, he's chanting the holy name. That means he is full of knowledge. Yes, in fact, even though he was illiterate, he was knowing so much about Krishna. And Vishrambena Guru Seva. That means you have to obey the orders of the spiritual master and render service to him. Okay, there was a Brahmana in the Sri Rangam temple reading Bhagavad Gita. Does anyone know this? The illiterate Brahmana story? There was an illiterate Brahmana.
The father of Gopal Goswami.
No. That is Venkata Bhatta. That is different. He is not illiterate. That is when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in Venkat Bhatt's house in Sri Rangam in Chaturmasya, and then that story goes. If you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you get a lot of nice, beautiful pastimes. It's so touching pastimes. Nobody knows about the illiterate Brahmana reading Bhagavad Gita.
He was weeping and he was crying in ecstasy.
Yes.
And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that you have understood everything. Bhagavad
Yeah,
Gita.
why was he crying?
Because he about Lord's compassionation, that he himself was became the charioteer of the Bhakta.
Yes. So he was illiterate, but his guru said to read Bhagavad Gita, all the 18 chapters. So how an illiterate person can read? But because his guru gave the order, he had to follow it. So he went inside the Sri Rangam temple and he took Bhagavad Gita and he was acting as if reading, but he was illiterate, could not read. But as he was turning the pages, he saw that page where Krishna was a chariot driver, the Parthasarathi, and Arjuna was sitting behind. And he was weeping continuously. So everyone criticized, all the learned scholar, Brahmanas, they criticized him. Arey, he is illiterate. Why is he crying reading Bhagavad Gita? First of all, he could not read and now he's crying. So he's just making a show. But Mahaprabhu, so everyone asked, why are you crying? He never replied. But when Mahaprabhu went and asked him, why are you crying? So Brahmana felt that yes, he's genuinely asking. The Brahmana said, my guru told me to read Bhagavad Gita. I don't know how to read. I'm illiterate. Just to fulfill the order, I'm reading. Mahaprabhu said, that's fine, but why are you crying? Then he said, look at this picture. Krishna, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has become a driver for his devotee. How compassionate, how merciful Krishna is, and feeling that mercy, that devotee was crying. So Mahaprabhu said, who said you are illiterate? You are the most knowledgeable person as far as I know, or you have understood Krishna in full, or tattva. So this is the Brahmana in Sri Rangam temple. He was actually fulfilling the orders of the spiritual master. Spiritual master said, so similarly, when Prabhupada got this order to spread Krishna consciousness in the West and to print books, it looks impossible to spread Krishna consciousness in the West. You go to the West, foreign country, and you say no meat eating, they will not listen to you. No alcohol, no beverages. That's what their life is. No, their whole life is like that. So it's very difficult for them to accept this philosophy. But Prabhupada could do that. Why? Because he was obeying the orders of the spiritual master. Because when the order comes from the spiritual master, it comes with empowerment. It seems it comes with that mercy. So Prabhupada could do that. And so first is you have to take shelter of a spiritual master, then initiation, then obey the orders of the spiritual master, serve him, then follow the footsteps of other saintly teachers. Mahajayana Jagasya Panta. Okay, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was reacting on Srili Vallabhacharya's Bhagavatam commentary, and Vallabhacharya, he was not happy with Sridhar Swami's commentary, but Mahaprabhu got angry because Sridhar Swami such a great Vaishnava. So he's like, no, you have to follow the footsteps of saintly teachers. And Saddharma Pariksha means you have to inquire about the principles of religion. Like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and asked, what did Sanatana Goswami ask Mahaprabhu? First time he met, he asked something. He asked Kiyami. Kiyami means who am I? Okay, so Sanatana Goswami asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who am I? And he said, everyone is saying I'm a scholar, but I'm not a scholar because I don't even know who I am. Okay, and Dhritarashtra inquiring versus Arjuna's inquiry, we see. Now, Arjuna was inquiring for everyone's goodness, but Dhritarashtra was selfish in inquiring. So all these other 5 things most important. Then we have to accept a bona fide spiritual master. We have Shiksha Gurus and Diksha Gurus. So there are, the Prabhupada had a lot of desires, and it was all inherited by his disciples, and they did wonderful work for Prabhupada. Because of the sincere disciples, ISKCON is still spreading. Srila Prabhupada is the primary Shiksha Guru for all of us. He is a preeminent Shiksha Guru because we are all following his instructions. We are reading his books. Importance of understanding Diksha. Diksha Guru is only one. Any difference between Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru? Yes, Diksha Guru is one, Shiksha Guru is many. Then what else? Those who did IDC, they know. What else is the
Guru
difference?
takes the sin of their disciples.
So Diksha Guru takes away the sin during the initiation process, but Shiksha Guru cannot do that. Yes, then what else? It's Diksha Guru who actually gives you the spiritual name. He's the one who is your spiritual father. So he's the one who initiates you and officially connects you to the parampara. The Shiksha Guru will connect you unofficially to the parampara. Okay, so officially and unofficially, and also Shiksha Guru cannot give you the initiation name. So Shiksha Guru can be many. Anybody who teaches you about Krishna consciousness, they are Shiksha Gurus. But Diksha Guru is only one who gives you the second birth, or he is the one who actually initiates you or nullifies your sinful reactions. And he is the one officially connecting you to the parampara. The Naradam Das Thakur, Shyamananda Pandit, and Srinivasacharya, they all studied under Jiva Goswami. That means these 3 were the Shiksha disciples of Jiva Goswami, not Diksha. Prabhupada says the first 20 items are very important. Without following the above mentioned 10 principles, one cannot properly elevate himself to the platform of sadhana bhakti. So altogether, Rupa Goswami mentioned 20 items. All of them are actually important, 64 items, but first 20. In that, the first 5, okay, that is about spiritual master is very, very important. Out of the 20, the first 3, that is accepting the shelter of spiritual master, taking initiation, serving him. They are the most important. Okay, which is that sloka which says we have to serve the spiritual master in Bhagavad Gita. Yes. Tadvidhi Pranipatena
Pariprashnena sevaya.
Pariprashnena sevaya Ubadeshandite Jnana Jnanina Tattadarshana. Yes, very good. 434. So it says how we have to serve the spiritual master. Tadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena. You have to ask questions and then submissively hear from the spiritual master and serve him. And also when we sing Guru Puja in the morning, we sing Guru Mukha Patma Vakya Chitte De Koriya Aikya Arana Kori Homaniasha. Guru Mukha Patma Vakya, the words that is coming from the Guru, Chitte De Koriya, it will purify us, no? When you hear from the spiritual master. Why is that happening? Like when you hear Srila Prabhupada's lecture and when you hear another devotee's lecture, there's a lot of difference, no? Just by hearing Prabhupada's lecture, many of us didn't meet Prabhupada. Just by hearing Prabhupada's lecture, many devotees have surrendered their life to Prabhupada, to the mission. Just by reading his books and hearing. Why? Why is this happening? What is that speciality when Prabhupada speak or a pure devotee speak? Why is that?
Mataji, he speaks only what is required and
Okay.
about only Krishna he speaks.
Okay, like some Vaishnavas also say speak about Krishna.
Mataji,
No, but
because he's empowered.
he's empowered, yes, definitely. He's Krishna Shakti vina nahi hua parivartan. Like without Krishna Shakti, there will not be changes. So yes, definitely all the acharyas, pure devotees, they are not conditioned souls. They are eternal associates of the Lord. They've been sent by the Lord. They have taken, I mean, we say Prabhupada's appearance day. We don't say the birthday. It's appearance. He appeared from the spiritual world, actually. There are Shakti Avesh Avatar. They've been empowered. Yes. So that's fine. They've been empowered. But what is the main reason that pure devotees' words are like just it's like so powerful. It can even revive our original Krishna consciousness just by that's why we say, oh, hear Prabhupada, even if it's a shorts, even if it's just 5 minutes lecture, keep hearing Prabhupada. Many of the devotees in temple, they have Prabhupada's lecture in their car, so that whenever they travel and everything, they keep hearing Prabhupada's lectures. Okay, so it says, Tumara Hriday Sada Govinda Vishrama. Pure devotee has Krishna, Govinda in his heart. Okay, so when they speak, what happens? The speech touch the lotus feet of Krishna in their heart and comes out. It's so purified that it says, when pure devotee speaks, it's not actually they speaking. As Prabhupada says, I didn't write the books, Krishna wrote. So when they speak, it's actually Krishna speaking through them. So that's why it's so powerful. And it's mentioned that when pure devotees speak, it touches the lotus feet of Krishna and comes. So one should learn Bhagavatam seriously with all respects under a bona fide spiritual master. And hearing and speaking Srimad Bhagavatam is a religious process that elevates one to the platform of serving and loving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So hearing Bhagavatam is very, very important in our life. Every day, try to hear, like Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. At least one sloka, two sloka. Your swadhyaya, your reading time should be separate. And when you hear Bhagavatam, should be a separate time daily. The attitude of the disciple should be to satisfy the bona fide spiritual master, and then it will be very easy for him to understand the spiritual knowledge. Like Prabhupada was very sincere in hearing from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So there was a parikrama happening and in Vrindavan, Koshi. So Prabhupada also went, Abhay to hear from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And next day, all were going to some Vishnu temple. And Prabhupada didn't go. Abhay he sat there because he wanted to hear from his guru. So when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati saw many disciples were not there, but Prabhupada, Abhay was there. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was so impressed and he said, I'm going to give first and second initiation together for Abhay. And he initiated him as Abhay Aravinda. So everybody was shocked. How come you gave first and second together? Because Brahmanic initiation is not easy. You get it after 1 year, 2 years, after so many years. You've been watched by the guru and not easily you get. But Prabhupada got it together. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati says, because he likes to hear. Now, the great quality I saw in my disciple is that he likes to hear from me. So that eagerness we should all develop. And in the 11th kind of Srimad Bhagavatam, 17th chapter, verse 27, also Krishna says, my dear Uddhava, the spiritual master must be accepted not only as my representative, but as my very self. Okay, so that means Krishna says, yes, spiritual master is not different. Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastra. All Shastras also say that the spiritual master is not different from Krishna. But spiritual master never agrees that and we should not, we should consider him equal to, but we should not say spiritual master is God. That is wrong. The position should be given, the respect should be given, but we should not, because that is wrong. Then it becomes Mayavadism. If we say the Guru is God, no, Guru is a servant of God, sincere servant. And he must never be considered on the same level with an ordinary human being. If we consider the Guru as a normal person, if we consider Bhagavatam Bhagavad Gita as a normal book, if we consider Tulsi as a normal plant, Charanamritam as just water, or Ganges and Yamuna as some river, normal river, and then Shalagram as some stone, or Ekadashi as some normal day, then it's all offense, it's all aparat. what we are doing. So we should not consider the guru on the same level of the ordinary human being. A guru might have some physical abnormalities in his body. That doesn't mean he's bearing his past karma. No, he's taking away the sins of his disciples. He's so merciful that he's taking away the karma of the disciples. So that's why we should be always careful. Sri Narottam Das Thakur really serves Guru Loknath Goswami. Does anyone know how he served? He did the most menial service, Narottam Das Thakur. Actually, Loknath Goswami didn't want to give initiation to Narottam Das Thakur, but Narottam Das Thakur somehow wants to take initiation. And at night, he used to go and do some service. Early morning. Okay, so when Loknath Goswami used to go for nature's call, and then it'll be in the open field those days in the forest area. So Narottam Das Thakur used to hide, and then when the guru leaves that place, he goes and literally cleans that place for his guru. So menial service he was doing. So it is said that when we do menial service, actually we get a lot of mercy. And we should give up the company of non-devotee. Asat Sanga Tyaga Yei Vaishnavachar. Mahaprabhu says, Asat Sanga Tyaga. We should give up the association of non-devotees. So what to do? All our colleagues at work, at home, and everyone are non-devotees. Then what do? Just leave and run away? What was that? What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said? Asat Sanga Tyaga Yei Vaishnavachar. What do you mean by giving up non-devotee association? Yes.
Not spending close time with them or personal time with them, dealing with them just as much as required for the
Yes.
office purposes or anything of that sort, and spending more time with the devotees so that we could learn
Yes.
more.
Okay, so that is one thing. What else? There
Not
are some.
any spiritual with the non-devotees. About our spiritual problems, we should not share with the non-devotees. We should
Yes.
not discuss on all these things.
Mataji, it's also
Okay, that is one thing.
it's also about like not taking their association, but giving our association. Like we should not break 4 regulative principles while we're around them, because they may influence us.
So yes, giving association and taking association, two are different. Yes. So we should not take association. We can give association, not taking. There is something called in Nectar of Instruction. There is a verse. Okay, the 4th verse. You should memorize this when it comes to NOI. That says, Dadadi Pradigrihnadi Gukhya Makyadi Prichati Bhungte Vojate Chaiva Shadvita Priti Lakshana. So this is what is association means. When you say association, we just say associate means, oh, just see some devotee, be with them. No, that's not association. Prabhupada says one mosquito might sit near the king or in the throne of the king, but the mosquito is not taking any good association with the king. So just by sitting near a devotee or being near the spiritual master, that is not real association. Real association means dadadi pradigritnadi. You can give gift, accept gift. Guhyam akyadi prichadi. You have to reveal your mind. You have some difficulty in your spiritual life. Mataji, I'm not able to chant well. I'm not having quality chanting, or I feel sleepy when chanting. Something like that, Prabhuji. Then you just try to discuss. Okay, you Guhyam akyadi prichadi, and you have to ask from them. Oh, Prabhu, you never miss Mangalarati. So what is the secret? And then that Prabhu reveals to you. So Guhyam akyadi prichadi, bhungte bojade cheva. You can give prasadam, accept prasadam. Shadvida priti lakshanam. These are the 6 aspects of Preeti Lakshanam, association. Okay. So Rupa Goswami says that offering gifts in charity, accepting gifts, revealing one's mind in confidence, inquiring confidentially, accepting prasadam, offering prasadam. These are the 6 symptoms of love shared by one devotee and the other. This is called association, actually. Okay. So Prabhupada gives a nice purport also. So this is what is association. So when I say you should not associate with non-devotees, that means, yes, you can give prasadam to them, but don't accept what they give. What is it? Vishayira annakaya dushtahaya mana. If you eat something cooked by a non-devotee, your mind will get disturbed. So you can give prasadam to them, but don't accept it. You can hear what they want to say, but then don't reveal your mind to you. Somebody is a non-devotee, is not chanting, and you go and say, see, I'm doing inattentive chanting, I'm not able to chant well. What will they be able to understand? They can't give any advice to you. So you should always open your mind to somebody who is senior, somebody who is who can help you with your problems, might be material life, spiritual life, whatever difficulty we have. And bhumte bhojane chaiva, accepting prasadam, giving prasadam. Dadadi pratangnadi means giving gifts and accepting gifts. So these are the 6 things, 6 aspects of association. So this should not be done with a non-devotee. It says, like as Prabhu said, you should associate only as much as required, and we should not give association or take association which can give association to them. Okay, so this is one thing called so giving up the company of non-devotees. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also deals with Maharaj Prataprudra. Does anyone know how he deals? Who was King Prataprudra? Yes,
King of Kalinga.
he was the
King of Kalinga.
king. He was king of Orissa actually, and then in Puri. And then what happened? Why didn't Mahaprabhu give him darshan?
Because he was a king and he did not associate with him. He did
Yes,
not give
because he
any-
was a worldly person. Because king means what? Always associating with worldly people, or in the sense money, women, all that. So Mahaprabhu thought, like, what I have to do with a king? Because king is a grihastha, king is a materialistic person. So like a sannyasi or a brahmana, what I have to do with the associating with the king? So Mahaprabhu didn't associate with Prataprudra. But what happened? And he associated with his son, gave him association, but didn't give association to King Prataprudra. And King Prataprudra became so sad, but he's a pure devotee actually. And Sarva Bhattacharya, everyone went and requested Mahaprabhu, please give darshan to Prataprudra. But Mahaprabhu didn't, because Mahaprabhu was showing how a sannyasi should be. And then Maharaj Prataprudra dressed himself as a Vaishnava, gave up all his worldly clothes and a simple dressing. And then Mahaprabhu, when he finished the Radha Yatra and went and rested in a garden, Prataprudra Varma went, and king was massaging Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, singing Gopi Gita. Tava kadamritam tapta jivanam. So that's that verse. And then Mahaprabhu was crying in ecstasy and he hugged Prataprudra. So he was trying to give up the association of a king as because thinking that he's a non-devotee, but he was not a non-devotee, but just showing us an example that we should not associate worldly minded people. Then Gadadhar Pandit dealing with Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Does anyone know that? How he dealt? These are all pastimes from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi, again, he was a kind of a king and he was having all materialistic clothes, and so materialistic he was, having nice scented oils on his hair and silken clothes and everything, very posh life. And when Gadadhar Pandit met him, he thought, such a worldly person, how can he, because he's not renounced anything, how can he have bhakti? But then when Pundarik Vidyanidhi heard about this Aho Bhagiyam Stanakala Kudam, that the verse where it says that Krishna gave the position of a mother to Putana and delivered him. And, then Pundarik Vidyanidhi immediately fell unconscious, hearing that verse from Bhagavatam. That means he was such a pure devotee. Later on, Gadadhar Pandit took initiation from Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Pundarik Vidyanidhi is the incarnation of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, and Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani. No, so that he was also giving up the association, thinking that he's a non-devotee. Okay, and we should not accept unfit disciples. A guru should not accept unfit disciples. That's why we check whether you are following the regulative principles. You check whether you're actually doing all the rules and regulations before giving you initiation. And constructing many temples is not required. Okay, and reading many books. Why? Because when you read many books of different authors, of Mayavadis, you get confused, because a book from Vaishnava will say Krishna has a form. Mayavadi says Krishna doesn't have a form, and you get fully confused. So it says, if we want to become a bookworm, reading many books and scriptures, hearing many commentaries and instructions from many men, this will produce doubt within the heart. One cannot in this way ascertain the real goal of life. Bahu Shastri Bahu Vakya Chitte Brahmahaya Sadhya Sadhana Sreshtana Haya Nishchaya. Okay, so we should not read many books. We should read from one author. If you are reading Prabhupada's book, read Prabhupada's book. Don't jump and go anywhere else. And so Prabhupada was so strong on some disciples who neglected the principles of devotional service immediately after initiation. Prabhupada didn't like that. Okay, so we should be careful when you take initiation. And straightforwardness in one's dealings and equilibrium in loss and gain. Like Gopinath Patnaik was the brother of Ramananda Rai, and he was actually a governor, and he was caught because someone said that he took away the money, but he didn't actually cheat, but someone else did. And Gopinath Patnaik was about to be hanged. And he went and asked Mahaprabhu, please help me. And Mahaprabhu said, Jagannath will help you. And then he didn't know what to do. He was completely chanting the holy name. That Mahaprabhu asked, what was he doing at the time of when he was about to be hanged? He said, everyone said he was chanting the holy name. And immediately Mahaprabhu helped. Like the king stopped the verdict and he was helped. Gopinath Patnaik was actually helped. And there is Bhakti Radha Swami Maharaj, when also there was an attack of Mayapur Chandrodaya temple during 1984. Even that time, he was very strong. He didn't even lose in the equilibrium. So the equilibrium, a pure devotee, he doesn't lose that equilibrium, what he was having. Okay. So, okay, that is one thing. So today we learned the 5 aspects, the first 5 things, like the in devotional service. So what are the 5 things in the 64 limbs of bhakti? First 5 about the Guru.
Guru Padashraya, Sri Krishna.
Yeah, Guru
Diksha,
Pada Ashraya.
Becoming, they get initiated.
Yes, initiation. Third is,
Visrarambhena Guru Seva.
yeah, Guru Seva. We have to follow the rules and regulations, accept him. And then, yes, Seva.
Inquiring from the spiritual master.
Yes, you have to inquire from him.
Sadharma Pracha.
Tadharma Pracha, that is inquiring, yes. So over the 64 items of sadhana, we also saw the difference between Shiksha and Diksha Guru and the first 64 items. And in that, again, Mahaprabhu Goswami says about discharging devotional service, there's something called Seva Aparadh and Nama Aparadh. Nama Aparadh, you all know, right? The 10 months. Who knows what is the first Aparadh? Say. Nama
Blaspheme
Aparadh.
the devotee.
Blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life in propagating the holy name of the Radha. Yes. Second,
To consider the names of Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to equal and independent.
the name of Lord Vishnu. Yes, the demigod's name to be equal. Third is
To disobey the orders of spiritual master.
Yeah, consider him an ordinary person. So that again becomes Guru Aparadh. Okay. And fourth is
To blaspheme the Vedic
scriptures. Scriptures and persons.
Scriptures in
Yeah, fifth,
to imagine chanting Hare Krishna mantra.
the glories, yeah, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. And sixth,
To give some interpretation to
Interpretation.
the holy name.
the Lord. Seventh,
Commit sinful
commit
activities.
sinful activities on strength of chanting the holy name. Eighth, consider the-
Activities. Karma
yes,
kanda.
Karma Kanda, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna to be one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fructive activities. Karma Kanda. If you think that, oh, chanting Hare Krishna is just a karmic work, no, that is again offense. And ninth is,
To instruct the faithless person.
Faithless
For
person.
the glories.
so when we all do preaching, especially level 1 preaching, there are so many faithless people. They are not having faith in Krishna. And so we are actually breaking that, no? The ninth offense. We are doing the ninth offense, right? When you preach to a faithless person. But still we do. Why?
Because of our love to our Acharya and to bring them to the Krishna consciousness, we are doing that. Because of the compassion towards the
Yes. Yes. So that means to help the spiritual master, like spiritual master is actually helping us to, because of them, we are here. Okay, so a preacher takes risk actually. He takes a risk. Like, you know, the soldiers in the border, they know that any time attack will come from the terrorists and any time they can lose their life. But still they do. Why? So because of that love for the country, because of their duty. So similarly, preachers are like soldiers. Prabhupada says they can even get wounds sometimes. So they take that risk actually. Even though there is a ninth offense happening, still they take the risk to bring more souls to Krishna consciousness. And 10th is to not have complete faith in chanting the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions in this matter. It's also offense to be inattentive while chanting. So out of the 10 Nama Aparadh, which is the serious one?
being unattentive while chanting.
Inattentive while chanting. So inattentive chanting, which we do all almost all the time. So that is actually Yeah, okay. Nama aparat. Then something called seva aparat. Seva aparat means when you do service, there might be some aparat. Like for example, when you're cooking, so we should be shuchi. We should change all our clothings. And if we had prasadam before having cooking, then we should change the cloth, take a bath, change the cloth. If we have gone to the restroom, we have to change the cloth, take a bath, change the cloth, and come. So there's shuchi. They have to do achaman before entering the kitchen or altar, and so many like things. And we should see that the hair doesn't fall on the food, and we should not taste the food before offering, and so many. And all this comes under seva aparat. Okay. So we'll have a small breakout room. After that, I'll post the attendance link. You have to discuss how you can avoid seva aparat at home, not only in your altar, your cooking and in other things. And in temple, when you go to the temple, how do you avoid seva aparat? And in a preaching program, if you have gone to a preaching program, then how do you, there also there might be some seva aparat. How do you avoid it? Okay. So we'll just have a breakout room and come back.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, no one has come. It's been long.
That's what I
20
was
minutes.
thinking, is something wrong with my internet connection, or is nobody saying anything? Then I
Yeah.
thought I'll confirm it's just the
Hare
five of
Krishna.
us.
I
Oh,
think
Hare
some
Krishna.
rooms have not come yet. They are still discussing. We'll just wait. Okay. I'll post the attendance link by then. Which room have come now? This was room
Mataji, room 1.
1. Okay. You can fill the attendance form by then. Hare Krishna. Did you all get the attendance form? Some of them joined late. Okay, please fill the form. Okay, I think we can take the breakout room question. So how do you avoid seva aparadh at home, at ISKCON temple and preaching program? So who likes to speak first?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I can speak from room 1.
Yes, yes.
Mataji, first I'll talk about ISKCON temple. What we discussed is that like when we visit temple, ISKCON temple, we should know the etiquettes also, like going to Prabhupada, going down to Prabhupada, then to deities. And if some senior is there in front of the deities, even if it's in front of the deities, we should not bow down to them, because deities are more, they have higher position. That's one thing. And then sometimes we can also make offenses while talking, doing a pujari services, or not following the proper behavior, talking about here and there. And it should be mostly about Krishna when we're doing service, but we can get distracted also. That's another thing. And Mataji, at preaching program, preaching can also be done at temples also. So there should be a submissive attitude while asking questions from the teacher, from senior devotees, without challenging them. That's also one kind of offense if we're trying to criticize them, or any senior or Vaishnavas. There are some the etiquette should be followed. And at home, I couldn't find many points, Mataji, but Ratnangi Mataji also shared that at home, while we cooking for Krishna, then we should also, before cooking, we should take proper bath and make sure that our hair are tied. There is no hair in the food, in the boga. And with proper following proper guidelines of doing the worship at home also should be followed. And I also thought about treating our family members also as devotees and not offending them by telling them that we are more highly situated, or we are devotees and they're not. Sometimes we can make offenses against our own family members also at home. So these are some points that came into my mind and our group, Mataji, but there are so many points that we couldn't cover. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any further like to add?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes,
Hare
Diksha.
Krishna. Regarding doing seva aparadh, we can refrain from seva aparadh one and only when we are knowing that that particular thing is aparadh. So we will have to be updating ourselves with reading shastras like NOD particularly. There we can see many aparadh list what we are doing to the deities, or Krishna while we are doing any service. So one should be always updated about the aparadhas, and he should refrain from it. And at home, we should keep the place very clean, and how much ever it is possible, we will have to be keep the place clean. We should keep our body, our clothes clean, and the utensils clean, whatever we are cooking, and the paraphernalia, whatever we are offering to the deity, we should um make sure that it is properly cleaned. And when we are doing service like garland making and stitching dress for the lordships, and maybe while cooking, we shall hear the kirtan of Srila Prabhupada, which also cleanses our mind. And in addition to that, I remember an incident where Yamuna Mataji was actually preparing bhoga for the Lord, and she just with her elbow she wiped her forehead or her face, and at that time Srila Prabhupada saw that, and he asked her to go clean her hand and face and then come back again. So a high grade of cleanliness must be established whenever we are doing some service to the Lord, and we have to make sure that whatever seva we do, we are doing it in the mode of dasa dasanudasa. We should not be proud that I am able to do this seva or not. We should be very humble, and we have to do the seva. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Ratnangi Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Regarding preaching program, we should means we should pay our obeisances to the Acharya, our Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru before we start speaking, and we should make sure to repeat only the spiritual master's word, not add anything from our own mind. And whatever we preach should be best for Krishna conscious purpose, and we should show basic courtesy to whomever we are speaking, and we should not find faults with the people whom we are giving the speech. And in temple, mostly we should be careful not to take selfies showing our back to the Lord, and no prajalpa, avoid gossiping, and we should not praise other deities in front of the Lord, and we should be careful while offering our obeisances, and while sitting and attending classes in the temple also we should be careful. No quarrel or criticizing, and we should not speak loudly, and we should not be overly dressed when we are going to the temple. And at home, Matajis and Prabhujis have repeated, so I'll just say that we should not taste or smell the bhoga that we are preparing, and also we should not keep our books or beads down on the floor, and whatever flowers or garlands we offer to the Lord, we should not throw it in the dustbin, but make sure to throw it in the river. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Okay. So these are some of the tips to avoid seva aparadh. Yes. So also there is something called dham aparadh, right? So
Yes.
when you go to the dham, we should be very careful. Especially we have seen like people go to Vrindavan, and then you see Vrindavan in a materialistic platform. That's not the way to see it. Like you might see some slums, you might see some slummy areas and all, dirt and all. So they might think, oh, see, this is Vrindavan. No, but that's just external. We should not throw waste in the dham and also offend the people in the dhamvasis. So that's a purpose, like we should be very careful when we are in the dham. Because in Vrindavan, the dham offense is like multiplied 1,000 times. But Mayapur is Audarya dham. There is no offense actually. But that doesn't mean we do offense. Yes, so there is Nama Aparadh, there is Seva Aparadh, there is Dham Aparadh, there is also Vaishnava Aparadh. So all these are the different offenses we should be taking care. So as Madhu said, we should not be overly dressed when you go to the temple. Why?
Only the deity has to be opulent and highly dressed. We should not be, Mataji.
Yeah. And also, what are the colors to be avoided while going to the temple, the dress?
Red, blue.
and
Red.
blue.
Yes.
Red and blue.
That means dark color, okay? Dark. see, like we should not specifically go to that saying that, oh, we should not put red, we should not blue, nothing like that. It just says that such attractive colors like dark blue, dark red. Why? Because, and then overly getting dressed. Like you can be like simple dressed in that same color, but overly dressed, what happens is, once we were in ISKCON Vrindavan temple and then Mataji came, she is kind of a Sahajiya. And she named herself as Radharani. There's no guru for her or something. She has a small deity of Krishna with her and carries it wherever she goes. So what happened once when they went, one day, like she keeps coming, and all the visitors, whoever came to that ISKCON temple, they all were looking at her instead of looking at the deities. And they do their own style of dance and everything, like 24 hours kirtan going on. So at one moment we got distracted, and all of them were looking at that Mataji instead of looking at the deities. Now that should not happen. The deities should be opulently dressed. The deities should be given so much care. But then overly getting dressed when you especially go to the temple, it also means that you are still in the bodily concept, no, not overcome the bodily concept of I'm the soul, I'm not the body, like that concept. So that is one thing. Okay, so and also crying in front of the deities. See, sometimes what happens, because you're so attached to the deity, like you, whatever problems you have, you keep telling to them, and then tears come. Or might be sometimes it's ecstasy tears. No? Some of them is in bhava stage or ecstasy tears. So some once His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, like after the stroke and all, he was in wheelchair, and after that, whenever he goes to ISKCON Mayapur, he does aarti. So there was aarti plate given, and since Maharaj could not completely hold it, so the disciples also hold, and then they were doing aarti. So when Maharaj was doing aarti, there was like torrents of tears coming from his eyes. And two Matajis were there, and one Mataji is like, see, because see his condition, like because of that he's crying, that this, but that's not the real reason. So the senior Vaishnavi said, no, Guru Maharaj is in not this bodily platform, he's beyond that. Because at this stage, even now he's in Malaysia preaching. So who can do like that? No, he's proving that he's not this body, spirit, soul, but he's been empowered. But why are they crying in front of the deities, thinking how merciful the deity is, that the lords are giving so much care to Maharaj and allowing him to preach, and thinking about the mercy which the Lord has given the pure devotee. Now because of that they cry, or because of their ecstasy in seeing the deities, they cry. So sometimes some offenses, yes, we have to see based on place, time, place, and circumstance, right? Most of it should be avoided, especially in the kitchen. Yes, we can avoid some of the Seva Aparat. And if at all Seva Aparat happens, then what to do? Like sometimes what happens, nice sweet or something is getting cooked, we are supposed to not take the smell, but can we just cover the nose? Yes, they may wear the mask, but sometimes it's natural that smell comes. So the smell actually should be offered to the Lord, but then suddenly it happens that you take the smell, and then, or like small anything, any other offense, then what to do? Some Seva Aparat happened, then what to do?
We should chant more, Mataji.
Yes, chanting. Extra rounds have to chant. If any Seva Aparad happened, we should do extra chanting. That's it. And then it's taken care. Tumastana aparade tare harinam. Haristane aparade. Haristane aparade tare harinam. Haristane aparade. If you do any aparad to Hari, tare harinam. Harinam will take it. But Tumastane aparade nahe paripuran. We do aparad to the Vaishnavas, then we have to ask forgiveness from that Vaishnava. No other way. And if the Vaishnava don't forgive you, then that's their problem. Then the offense is for them. Because somebody asks forgiveness from you, you should forgive them. Should not hold it. So these are, okay, we'll stop here for today. And then how to discharge devotional service, we'll see next week. Okay, it's Sunday. Okay, Hare Krishna. Any questions till now? Understood the 64 items of sadhana bhakti. That I'm not covering everything. You should keep reading. Only the first 5 we covered about the Guru Tattva, and then last 5. Then we also saw the Seva Aparad, Nama Aparad, devotional services. Okay.
We have completed up till where, Mataji? I'll write it down.
This will be chapter what to do devotional services? 8.
Offenses.
Offenses, no? 8.
Yeah, 8.
Okay, Mataji.
So how to discharge devotional services, we'll see next. And then please submit your open book so that I can correct and give you the marks. And then one class, remind me to take all the slokas of NOD. Okay, the important slokas. We'll finish off the slokas so that it's easy for you. Now itself you start memorizing so that it's easy for you.
Mataji, is it 4 shlokas?
4,
Yes.
yes.
Shloka. Okay.
Mataji, when you plan to take, after the completing the portion or before that?
I think before that, no, might be next class we'll have the 4 slokas because so that it's easy for you to learn. So might be just remind me. Okay,
Okay.
just remind me so that we can take all the 4 slokas next class so that you understand what the sloka is, the meaning of the sloka. Might be half an hour is just required for the slokas. And then I can continue the chapter.
Okay, Mataji.
Mataji, when will you take shloka exam?
Exam will be later after the closed book. No, it will be, I think, September end.
Okay,
Once
Mataji.
we finish the chapters because of the first week. Let's see. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Paridhana
Hare
Bhakti.
Krishna.